New at 6:30, Governor Raimondo's funding formula working group releases its recommendations on changes to how Rhode Island spends on education. And WPRI.com reporter Dan McGowan's been closely following the group's meetings for several months. Dan, thank you for being with us. And today you heard 3 recommendations. Let's go through those. They are: 1, money should continue to follow the child. Number 2, the formula should be changed to account for differences between traditional schools and charters. And number 3, English language learners should receive additional funding. So Dan, what are the significant changes that the group wants to see?
Well, you just listed them off. I mean, one of the key things to know here is that this group was entirely focused on policy recommendations. So they're leaving all the financial aspects up to the governor and the General Assembly eventually. So remember, all of these changes will end up costing money, but basically they want things that we already kind of expected them to be included. We know they want money to continue to follow the child. That basically means if you send your kid to Pleasant View Elementary School but then want to go to Achievement First Charter School, the money never changes, the amount that can go with a student. On the other hand, they want to change the way charter schools are are factored into spending. That's a big cost to districts, and so they want to make it a little more fair. And then there's English language learners. That's a big factor across the state, but particularly in those urban districts: Providence, Central Falls, Pawtucket. And right now, there's no additional money that goes to those students, even though it costs more. So they want to make those changes. Okay,
now charter schools, obviously a big topic. What would we expect to see there aside from just talking about the money following the child?
Yeah, that's it's a big factor, and it's still very unknown. This has been a topic for years and years and years now, and we're seeing, last year there was a lot of legislation aimed at basically trying to prevent charter schools from really affecting traditional public schools in terms of how much money is going there. We really don't know what we're going to see yet, but we know that is a significant factor.
And finally, where do these findings take us next?
Tonight they'll basically submit their findings. It'll go to the governor's office. The timeline now is all on the governor. She's going to submit her budget on February 2nd, and she expects to include many of the recommendations in that budget. So she's got a lot of work to do. Then it'll go on to the General Assembly, and by May or June, we may have some changes.
All right, Dan McGowan, thank you so much. And you can read the rest of the group's recommendations and Dan's complete report right now on WPRI.com.